Hey, welcome to Tuesday Drive. I wanted to give you an update on how things are going with the Veterans Squad. This weekend, Plein Air Magazine actually sort of officially announced the program, and I've been getting a number of emails from people who are all over the country who are saying how excited they are about it and how on board they are, and they're going to participate, and are just like sort of looking for the next steps. There was a link in the communication that was sent out, and I'll actually put that link in the description down below so you can see that for yourself. And I got some really cool t-shirts developed, and those are going to be available for sale on my website. I'll also put a link to that, and I'll show you what those look like right here. And if any profits from the sale of those shirts, I'm gonna be donating that back into the program, in case we do come across people who don't have the resources to participate in the program. We're gonna find a way to help them out, and that's just a small way that I think maybe there could be some funds available to do some things like that. So yeah, so it's really cool. I mean, I couldn't be happier that the idea has taken off. I feel super positive about kind of linking up with Plein Air Magazine and the Plein Air Force. I mean, mainly because, you know, just the duplication of effort. It would have taken me quite a while to have that kind of reach on my own, so super positive about the whole thing. You know, it's I'm actually shocked at how much of a struggle this is for me with doing the studio painting. Maybe it's that I've been for so long, I've just been, you know, painting alla prima, and now to have the painting just sitting there on the easel until the next time I can schedule a live feed. Oh, speaking of live feed, I'm absolutely positive that I owe some of you an apology, because you know, I'm trying really hard to figure all this out, and so what I did was I scheduled a live feed through kind of like the YouTube scheduler, and when it came time to actually launch the feed, it was a miserable failure. I could not figure out how to actually, because even when I would go into it and try and launch it, it just kept saying that it was waiting for me, and I've got some learning curve there, because I just could not figure it out. So then I just went ahead and just did a live feed like normal way, where you just go live. And so I know some of you are you know, picked up on it and were able to jump in, but then it was killing me, because when I went back and looked at the live feed schedule, there were people who were waiting in there, and it hurt me to see that, because I knew I was letting some people down, because I couldn't figure out how to launch it, and to see that people were actually waiting was a bit of a heartbreaker. But I am committed to figuring it out, and so I'm going to try again this week to do the schedule. I've been doing some research on it, and you know, research is watching YouTube, so people on YouTube teaching how to accomplish that. So I think I have it figured out. So if I run a test in a couple days, I may do that just to see how that goes, and hopefully it goes okay. But anyway, about the painting, I didn't realize, it's like I thinking about that painting, and on Saturday, yeah, it was Saturday when I painted the Thornapple River. I wanted to go home and actually start working on that painting like right away, but I wasn't able to. Well, I mean, I could have grabbed, some time, 15 minutes here and there, and 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. But I just wanted to save it for the next live feed. But I have to tell you, man, it's not easy. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to start another one, so that when I get the urge to paint that one, I can put something else up there and paint that instead. I don't know. I'm gonna work on it though. I'm curious if many of you have these same experiences that I do. I used to play golf a lot, and the golf course that we played at, my kids and I and my wife, we spent a lot of time together on the golf course, mainly because of the relationship we had with the owner, and he took really good care of us, and really enjoyed having our family out there, and so he made it very affordable for us, and well, eventually he retired, and he sold the golf course to a farm, and now it's, the fairways are corn, so it's the golf course was gone, so we didn't play as much golf as we used to, and I hadn't played in a while. I played golf this weekend, and it was a very strange experience, because I mean, I enjoyed being out there and playing golf, but I pretty much spent the whole time like painting with my eyes everything that I saw, and I would be riding in the cart, and my friend was talking to me, and I caught myself daydreaming about a particular color that I was seeing, and I was trying to figure out, that color seems pretty elusive. How do you mix that color, and drawing comparisons and contrasts to the other colors that were around it, and he's chatting away at me, and I'm just like, woo, man, I'm gone, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, that was like kind of a strange experience. But that's the interesting thing about this drive, this commute that I have, watching the seasons change and transition. Nearly every morning for the last few weeks, when I'm driving on this route, I just want to stop the car and paint, because the scenery right now is just so beautiful. I mean, it's that fresh spring green, and then in the morning like this, it's got this kind of hazy, smoky greenish gray, distant trees, and I think part of the reason is I drive into the sun and I come home into the sun, but so I'm sort of looking into the light for the most part. But even when I look out to the side, you can kind of see the just kind of this hazy distance, and it's probably because of the humidity in the air. Although it isn't really humid right now, but it's just enough to make that just super sweet. And yeah, I've wanted to paint every single morning, and if I can drag myself out of bed a little bit earlier, I may actually start doing some 30-minute paintings on my way to work, just to stop and capture a couple of these. I'll have to really kind of be on my game and be ready to go and have everything set so that I can just open up and start painting. But right now it's just phenomenal. And so I'm curious, does this happen to you? Are you like, do you find yourself driving and painting? I'm a lunatic. I don't know, but it gets inside you, and it's the whole thing I tell people about. You know, if you would, people who say they can't paint and whatever, and I say, well, if you just come alongside me and let me show you what this is like, then you'll understand what I'm talking about, because you can't do this. Well, let me say it a different way. When you do this, you never see the world the same again. I mean, because the coolest thing about plein air painting is you have to be able to look very intensely at your subject matter, and when you're painting, it's the only way to really accomplish it, because it's all about seeing. It's all about looking and seeing what you don't normally see, and the more you do that, it's like the more you want to do it, and the more you want to do it, the more you do it, and then the whole world looks completely different to you. And I know if you're new to this, maybe this sounds like completely crazy to you, but it's true. I mean, the ordinary becomes absolutely extraordinary, and this has been so true for me, and I know some of you who are watching know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's so true for you. But let me know what your thoughts are on that particular subject. All right, I'm gonna stop the car and snap a photo here, because this is just too nice to let this go by. I don't do this often enough, but 1 second here. I hope I got some decent photographs there for you. If I did, I'll show them to you, because that was just, I don't know, it's just stunning. So I wanted to talk about, just as the last segment of this particular Tuesday drive, I want to talk about surfaces. And you know, I had an interesting dialogue this week about, you know, someone asked me if I had, I can't remember if it was Deb or I think maybe it was, asked me about if I'd painted on linen before. And I haven't painted on linen, but you know, when I look at paintings, my absolute favorite surface to look at paintings is those that are painted on linen. And so I've always had this desire to try painting on linen. The cost of it has probably been the barrier for me. So as you know, I do a lot of 8x10s on basically masonite panels that I prime myself, and before that, I've done a lot of 12x16s on stretch canvas. Canvas any smaller than that is kind of hard to paint on, because the grain size is not proportional. So whatever the grain size is at 12x16, when you get down to 5x7, 8x10, it's like you're painting a smaller subject with really big grain, and so it's sort of like it's kind of like a super grainy photo, and in order to fill that grain, to make it go away, it takes a lot of paint. And so, but even where you want a nice wash or something to go over top of with highlights and things, that wherever you leave that wash, you just really see the grain. And so canvas at that size is really hard. I definitely prefer the way the brush feels on a panel rather than on the flexible canvas. And so that's clearly my preference. I haven't painted over 8x10 yet on panels. I know Chamberlain actually paints a lot on larger panels, so I was going to try making some 12 by 16 and maybe 14 by 18 or maybe 16 by 20 size panels. My 8 by 10s are actually out of 1/8 inch masonite, and I would probably use 1/4 inch if I could find some untempered 1/4 inch. And so I'm curious to know what surfaces you paint on. I think the ultimate for me might be a linen panel. I am definitely gonna give it a try. So one way or another, I'll get my hands on some and see how that goes. And most likely, I'll figure out what's the most economical way, whether it's just buying the linen and then making my own panels out of the masonite, or buying the panels pre-made. I'm not sure. I haven't investigated it that far. I just know from I've only looked at it from a stretched linen perspective, and you know, didn't feel like I was ready to make that jump financially. So, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. You know, what you paint on, and why you choose what you choose. So thanks for checking out Tuesday Drive. I always enjoy our dialogue here, and I look forward to it every week. And so if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification, so you can find out every time I upload. You'll get notices of my live feeds and stuff like that. And as always, I will catch you later.